The story of this anime revolves around a person who used to work for a previous murder organization, but he left it for some reason. They considered that he had betrayed their ancient culture, so they decided to take revenge on him. So the anime episode begins with this person on the train, where we see that he is sweating from fear and tension, as if he is escaping from something, and when he gets off the train, he continues to run quickly to a place to hide. But he cannot escape, so he is caught by the organization's men, and then they attack. He has to kill him, but he can resist and repel all their blows, as we see that he has very great strength in fighting, but this strength will not last long, so they can first strike him with a knife in his neck, and this giant man wraps this chain and completely separates it from his body. The next morning, the hero of this anime appears, called Logan, and he's plowing his land and harvesting his seed, which is corn, to sell it in the market. After he finishes his work, he returns to his house at sunset, where he is repairing his car, and his son comes to him from behind him. He wants to frighten him with this mask, but his father uncovers it, and the boy hugs his father and asks him how he was able to know that it was him. He joked with him and told him that he has eyes in the back of his head. Then he asked him about this scary mask that he wears, and his son answered him that it is a demonic Oni mask, since he heard that demons are scary from Japan. He got it as a gift from a friend when they were on a trip. Then the child tells his father that the Oni are big, evil, and mean people. His father Logan told him that this is how they will appear to them if he continues to wear this mask, as they will think that he is like them. Then the father continued chatting with his family for a while, and after ending their conversation, they return home, the warm little one, where we see Logan's wife as she sits to read the latest news and finds that a brutal murder has occurred, where the victim's body was torn apart several times in his body. Mary asked her husband who did this, and her son answered her that it was possible that the Oni were the ones who did this. So his father asked him to. He is silent, then takes him to his room to sleep, even though he is not sleepy. When the child sleeps, Logan returns to his wife and watches the cameras surrounding his house to make sure that there is no unknown person present. Then Mary tells him that this news is very frightening. Every day someone is killed, and no one can find who did this. Even after conducting interviews with the relatives of the dead, the culprit was not known. So Logan answered her that this is not out of the ordinary these days. Then he reassures her that no one will find them here in this place. But Mary is still very worried about the leader of this organization, so her husband told her not to worry about him at all, as he will not be able to do anything to them. The next morning, Logan goes out with his family in a beautiful space, where their son enjoys it very much because he played a lot. After the end of the day, they return to their home for Mary to hear the news of the day, and she finds that there is another heinous crime, as happened every night. But this crime occurred in Hyde Park in the town of Juliana, and there is another crime that occurred in Samalan, so everyone suspects that whoever did this is a serial killer and still is. The investigation into these many crimes is continuing because they have not been able to find any leads or links between the victims. Mary becomes more and more afraid, but as usual, Logan tries to reassure her. Then they go out in front of their house to grill meat to eat. Today is his son's birthday, so they all celebrate this happy occasion. Then Logan sings for his son, and after he finishes singing, Logan continues to play with his son, and when it comes at bedtime, everyone went to bed. But at midnight, Joe woke up to check on the conditions of the house, but he was surprised by the presence of men from his former organization surrounding his house, and they quickly attacked him. Logan was able to repel all their attacks with all his might and hit 2 of them, but they managed to wound him in the neck. After that, Logan climbs the stairs while he is wounded, but he does not. He can climb further, but when he reaches his room, he finds his wife and son lying on the floor, where they were killed with the most horrific methods available. Then this giant speaks to him that his wife is very strong. She fought a very good fight. Then he hits her in the neck with his sword, and after all that happens, Logan stands up. He was very shocked by what happened. He never expected that overnight he would lose what was most dear to him. At this moment, one of the organization's men hit him in the back with the sword, and he also fell to the ground. After the end of this fight, the police arrive quickly to rescue those present, but they are shocked when they enter the house and find them lying on the ground, drowned in their blood. So the scene moves to this room in the hospital, where we see Logan after he was killed and is alive. Then he remembers his wife and son and cries a lot, but loses consciousness again. After that, the scene moves to the hospital, and the nurse is surprised when she sees that Logan has woken up, So she asks her friend to call the doctor quickly and speaks with Logan, but he doesn't say anything except his wife's name, and then he awareness also. Then the doctor appears and reassures him, but he must remember what happened to him. He tells him, "You miraculously came back to life after the coroner announced your death." Logan asks him about his wife and son. The doctor tells him that they were killed and we could not save them. Then this man appears saying, "It has been 24 hours since his death was announced. You think that this man has returned to life?" The girl replied to him saying, "I don't know, maybe he is not human anymore." They entered Logan's room and the doctor told them, "Please, no one bothers him." So this man was from the FBI and his name was Mike, and the girl who was with him called Emma. Mike said to him, "We're sorry to bother you at such a difficult time, but we would like your help in our investigation." Then he asks him, "Do you remember who broke into your house and attacked your family on their way?" Mike said Logan knows who did this but will take turns watching him tonight. At night, there's Logan sitting on the roof and Emma tells Mike about this. Then Logan remembers what the doctor said to him. "Do you want to say goodbye to your family?" But he cannot go to see them and remember them. And suddenly his killers from his previous organization appear again and they want to kill and then attack him. But he can dodge all the blows and hit them with very strong attacks and kill them all with sword and very aggressive attacks. And he runs on the rest of the members and then attacks on them. He cuts their necks violently. And Emma is surprised and does not know what Logan is doing and runs quickly. But Logan hits her with the box and she falls to the ground. Then he goes to continue the team's attack. And when he meets anyone, he kills him with a sword in his stomach. And there is someone who cuts him in half and beats them brutally. After that, Logan disables the elevator with his sword. Then he takes them to the elevator and kills them all. The elevator stops on the second floor, where there are also some team members waiting to kill him. Mike appears and worries about Emma because she does not answer the phone. But he is very surprised when he sees all these people. Then we see Logan killing the last member of the organization, and he finds this person who killed his wife and sees him. And this man says, "You will not die." Logan remembers the scene of him killing his wife and becomes very fanatical. He attacks him, but the man repels him with all his blows. And the man attacks him with all his strength. So Logan avoids the blow and runs to him and hits him with successive blows. The color of his eyes also changes to red, so he hits him in the stomach several times in a row with the sword. Finally, Logan takes his rights and avenges his son and wife. Then Logan asks the man, "How did you know where to find us?" "And I knew it was me." He replied to him saying, "You can change your appearance as you wish. It does not matter how you try to hide. It is impossible to escape from your destiny." When the man finished speaking, Logan changed his appearance to the real appearance. This man was very surprised and tried to escape, but Logan beat him and killed him. Then Logan went to their house and takes this box that contains their pictures and the mask. And we know that his wife and son also changed their appearance into another form in order to protect them. And Logan remembers his life with them and their life in this house together. He burns the house. So Logan puts on his mask and goes alone.